Hi, Dan. So we have with us today comedian and now bona fide actor Danish Sait. If you've been,
I needed that label. Thank you. I needed that label. Thank you.
yes, if you've been on social media long enough, you will know that he needs no introduction, or maybe he does because you know him better as, let's say, Ramurthy, Rafi, Jaya, etc. Today, though, he's here to talk about Nograj, one of his first avatars. So, welcome to this conversation with OTTplay, Danish. I want to start with the game.
But thank you. I'm very happy to see you again. And I think, like you rightly said, I think in this process, in this journey of whatever I've done, it's nice for you to call me a bona fide actor. And I feel really nice because you've known me from the very start. From the time I was this 28-year-old kid who just wanted to be, on the big screen. And I was running around trying to mount my first film. From there to here, it's been quite a journey. So thanks.
Yes, I will never forget that line, Danish. I want to do just one film. That's what you said.
And I remember you said that never say never. You said that's what they all say. And it looks like it's true. That's what they all say. I'm about 3 films and a series old now. So, wow. Yeah, release every year almost. It's insane. I don't know how we've gotten this far.
Correct. But I want to start with a game. I want you to count how many times you've said you're going to rest Nograj.
Most recently, about 3 calls ago, somebody asked me, what are you going to do with Nograj? What's the longevity of a character? And I said, I don't know. Every time I've said this a bunch of times. I've said this, in fact, even to the guys at RCB. I said, I want to rest Mr. Nags. I think it's almost like, a lot of people, that's the thing, right? Distribution of just talent and content in a country like ours takes time. It takes time for you to reach out from one place to the other place, right? And the last 1 year has been that sort of a journey for me. I had a lot of people telling me, hey, what's it like to have overnight success? And I'm like, no, I've been at it for 10 years and I'm glad you discovered me now, right? I'm grateful to you. Thanks. So I kind of see that it's changing. A lot of things I've said in the past are changing for me itself. So I don't know. I can't answer that question, but I have said it a few times. I have to agree.
Right. In fact, back then when the first film came out, you were very adamant that you were going to rest Nograj because it was about 8 years that you were doing him. But Saad, on the other hand, was very confident that he could spin it into a franchise. I did speak to him prior to this, and he said that it wasn't very difficult convincing you. So, how did that happen?
No, it wasn't. Because honest to God, I was at Saltwater Cafe in Bombay, and Mr. Samir Nair happened to be sitting in a cubicle right beside me. And he said, what are you doing here? And I said, not much, just touristy stuff. I'm here to see my sister. And he said, stop being a tourist and come to office and let's discuss what we can do with your film. You just made one. Let's do something with that character. I love that character. And I said, so sure. And I didn't show up for 2 years after that. Until he again met me somewhere and said, where the hell are you, young man? Come to the office. And I went there. And we wanted to go with something that was the right pitch. It had to hit sort of a bunch of notes for us. And we thought Nograj had that sort of, the spectrum to cover. We felt that character could hit all those notes for us. And that's when season 1 happened. And it's a brand new show. It's got no strings attached. It's on on Voot Select. It's new. The everybody's been involved. I was saying that, it was a fresh start. It was a new team. And I think that kind of was great wind beneath our wings. I think we needed that.
Okay, perfect. But as I said, Nograj being one of your first avatars, one thing I want to know is how special is that character to you? You brought Asghar and OP also to the screen, so to say, but you've returned to Nograj. So there is that special connection. So
there is a special connection because, it's a little tough because I feel like I'm personally not very comfortable being in front of the camera with just me in flesh and bones. I'm not too comfortable. I've always had an anxiety around that, unless it's a conversation of this nature. But to slap on a mustache and to, put on a wig and to be somebody completely different from who I am otherwise, that's a lot easier for me. And I think it's almost like Nagraj is that nest that I can go back to, and I know that I'm going to be safe. Because I've been there, done that, and the kind of control that I have over it is just, it's at the back of my hand. It's I know it just as well as I know myself. So I think it's almost that safety net. So to go back, and like I said, we had to find the right pitch, because we were sort of making a show that was now suddenly going to be consumed by everyone. Voot Select is a massive platform. Everybody watches things there. They have one of the biggest subscriber bases, or I think the biggest, if I'm right, I'm not sure. Right? It's huge numbers from across the country. And we had to cater to so many people, and we had to hit something that people will look at and go, man, this is interesting. And
it's
I think
also different this time because of your fanfare, right? Because compared to the first film,
I mean, yeah.
You as an artist, as a performing artist, have grown in stature as well. People look forward to something that you do now. So
yeah, it's interesting you say that, because I don't know. Every morning I wake up and I feel like I still need to just push myself as hard as I did when I did something 10 years ago on radio. It's the same energy, it's the same zeal, and that's exactly what keeps me going. And that's exactly why you'll see me either doing an internet video or working on a film or doing a series, or doing cricket on one odd month, or doing a tech show on another month, or doing something at some red carpet somewhere, or hosting an event. I'm constantly moving, because I feel like I feel like for me it's a little hard for me to target and slot myself into a space saying that I've always gone by self-expectation. Am I happy with what I'm doing? If I'm not, then I drop it and move to something else. And I feel like the audience has been very kind. Yeah, I mean, for somebody who was an absolute nobody, I don't come from a background. I don't come from any sort of support, or the kind of the agency or the works, right? I don't have the optics to support me for it. But the fact that I've managed to clock in such a long time, and I've grown, and people have kind of given so much love to the work that I do, I'm very grateful to them for that.
Since you're also bringing Gopi next to the screen, I was wondering, is Bevarsi Kurta going to be the next one?
No, I can't make a film out of that. I've thought about it on multiple occasions. I can't. It just doesn't have the legs. It doesn't have the legs to be an entire film or a series or whatever. It's a great, it's a great one-line character in a 1-minute sketch, but that's that.
Okay, perfect. So, of course, I have spoken to Saad, but I do want to know from you also a little bit about HPN, the series now. It's been about 3 years since the film. So Nagraj, as a politician, has probably grown more corrupt or whatever. What is progression like? What can we expect this time around?
Well, progression is, I think the trailer just sends that out. I mean, whether you've seen the film or not, it's a fresh start. It's a very powerful MLA. There's a hung government situation, and he's a chance to be the chief minister, and he's up against a rival who also wants to be chief minister, Prakash Pelwadi, and it's about them going at loggerheads with each other. So just in terms of aspirations, in terms of scale, in terms of being at a resort, exploring the idea of resort politics and letting people have fun within the system there, I think we had a great time doing that, because it was about writing comedy that was fun, and we had to have fun within that resort, within a confined space, and do as much as we could over there with just these colorful, mad characters, because it's just mad people. Every time you think you've seen one crazy guy, there's another crazy guy who comes around. So we had to do something with all these crazy people, and we managed to string it together. So, I was just talking to somebody else a little time ago, and I'm so glad that they gave us this compliment, saying it doesn't feel like multiple sketches put together, but it's a good story. And I think we wanted to do that in this, because when you're writing a longer format, and I think credit should go to Saad for that, and the creative team at Applause, Ranjiv and Vignesh, and these guys work very closely with each other. So what would happen is Saad would write the screenplay of an episode, then send it to me. But we had the beats. We sat down and did the beats together. So I knew where it was ending, but then I had to run through the screenplay. Then we would sit, we would jam, we would punch it up, send it to the guys at Applause. They would look at it from a very different lens. And it really helped, because, it's true to Karnataka. It's Nagraj who speaks Kannada, but we were sharing these scripts with people who are from different parts of the country. And the idea was to kind of collaborate and make sure, like I said, that it reaches people. People can follow it no matter where they're from and have a good time. So to be honest, it was different, but it was an incredibly collaborative and brilliant process. There were no like sort of hard roadblocks that we had to kind of maneuver around. There were very tiny ones, but they were all for the betterment of the product.
Okay, perfect. But based on the trailer, of course, resort politics, something that we have seen n number of times. Now, this is a question that I've had for you during film as well, whether the subject is going to ruffle a few feathers. Now, in the past 3 years, we've seen a massive shift in how people react to pretty much anything. You as a comedian should know best that these days, forget cracking a joke, you can't even think of it. People are very, very touchy and finicky about things. You're bringing a show, although it is, meant in humor, it still has a message. Was there ever in the writing process a moment where you guys thought that maybe we should play safe?
Not really. I mean, it's a fictional character and it's a fictional world. Yes, people hear of resort politics and go, oh, I know of it. But this was not what you read in classified information, or what you read in news, or what you saw on TV, or what you read, on, an online portal, or what you found on WhatsApp. This was our version of what happens inside a resort. It's a lot like any other fictional show that you see, be it Friends, or be it any other comedy film. It is just a mad world that we've created inside. And that's the reason why when you ask me this question, I think that we didn't have a moment of we didn't have a moment we had no clarity. It's a comedy show. We had to treat it like a comedy show. Yes, of course, it's the backdrop of it is politics, but that's that. The comedy in it is fresh and it's real. When you do something fictional, then you have nothing to really be sort of worried about. Having said that, I will, express this by saying that we're human. Like every other comedian is, we're human too. Every day a line is drawn. You don't know, your line is different, my line is different, and we're learning every single day. You said it's not, you can't think of a joke these days. I've been putting out videos every single day. It's different lines. It's just where you want to find yourself. And I think we kind of find ourselves in a space, because the moment you fictionalize it and it's not true, then, you're doing your thing and people are doing their thing. So, for all intents and purposes, when we wrote the show, when we shot the show, when we edited the show, our heart and mind only said one thing, and that is we want people to laugh with us and have a great time, wrap it up, and go back to their lives. That's about it.
Perfect. In fact, Saad did mention that shooting it was quite the process, because you guys were all rolling around and laughing all the time. So can you tell me a little bit? Yeah.
No, so the thing is, Saad and I know each other for such a long time. We've been friends for about 9 years now. There were 15 people at my wedding, and he was one of them there. It was his family. It was a great time being on set together. and just sort of putting this together. And it was a lot of fun and laughter. I think what really was a lot of fun was the fact that him and I would do a lot of improv on set, because we do a show also called The Improv. And we would just do jokes on the spot, and then we would do it in front of the camera when somebody like a Prakash sir was there, and he would be caught off guard, because he comes from a school of thought of I will prepare, I will read, and this is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to move here, and then I'm doing my own thing, because I don't have, maybe not having a process is a process, right? So it was great fun in that sense to kind of go out there and do things that all of us were extremely kicked and excited about, because I still remember the day we wanted to cast KGB. Between Saad and I, we had a chat, and I said, man, whom do you want? And he said, bro, I want Prakash sir to play this. And we said, let's get Prakash sir, nobody else, because we knew that we needed a mature hand, a mature glove to kind of be a part of this. Because, he's in and out of politics every single day. And for him to read our show, to read the scripts and laugh and say, man, I want to be a part of this, was a huge compliment. I think our biggest win was there, and we were very happy to work with him.
Okay, perfect. Of course, again, this time around, because it is a series, you guys have a larger platform. So
yeah,
how was that, taking Nagraj from a one-man show to now a complete series of about 8 to 10 episodes?
We were aware. We were very, very aware. I think credit to Saad on that, because he had watched a lot of shows. I had watched a lot of shows. The guys at Applause have made so many shows. The guys at Voot have created so many shows, be it Illegal, be it Asur. They've made so many shows. So we were working with too many hands in this, or too many people and stakeholders who had been there, done that. And now we just had to work with them and draw from them and give what we had. So to kind of take it from a one-man show to an ensemble and a band that's playing together and is tight, it didn't take us too much time to do that, because we learned very early after the film released. I mean, we're extremely sort of, we're individuals who are aware of the feedback that was coming in. We figured what had to change around it. We figured what we had to do to make it tighter. And we got in all of that. And, when the product comes out on 6th of Jan, and when people tune into Voot Select, they'll see that, people who have seen our work in the past or seen me in the past will see that I've come a long way. People who tune in new will be happy, and they feel pleasant about seeing something new.
Okay. Of course, this conversation would be incomplete without a mention of the late Puneeth Rajkumar, who has been a big pillar of support for you and a big fan of all your avatars. So was he aware that this was happening?
Yes, he was. Yeah. In fact, he was one of the first people to know that I was doing this. True story. I mean, he knew it, and his office, they kind of helped us with a lot of things in Mysore when we were shooting there. So he was very much there, and I wish he was around, because I remember having lengthy conversations with him about the series format and how storytelling is changing and how he wanted to make these shows. And he would often tell me, why don't you sit down and write something, let's make something really huge. Let's make a big show, man. I'll produce it. I want to work in it. Let's do it together. I wish he was around to see this. He would have been, very happy to, see what we've done as a team and as people who are so young, because that was his sole purpose. So we were talking about Apu, and I was telling you how he would have been really happy, because I asked him once, why do you produce our films? And I actually wrote this in this little eulogy that I put together, and whatever I could, I still knew I wouldn't do justice to the magnitude of the man that he was when I put those, 5 or 6 lines together. But I remember asking him, why do you want to spend all your money on people like me and the other youngsters when you can just put them in your own films and make, I don't know, 5 times the money? I don't know. And he said, it takes one generation to set up another. He, identified shimmer even if one wasn't shining. And he would have been very happy to see a series come out of here with technicians from here, with actors from here. I wish he was around, but I'm more than grateful to him and his team at PRK Productions for kind of helping us in the little moments that we needed help, because he always said this to me, and I'll always be grateful to him till forever, till I exist, for saying come home, this is home. You need anything, I'm here. And there's no day that goes by without me talking about him or referencing him or thinking about him. And I'm just getting emotional. I mean, he was a great man. He was a great man. He was a great man. You know that bubblegum called Boomer, the guy who just has like reach anywhere. He's just long, and I think Punitrajkumar was a lot like that. He could reach anywhere, and he was there. He just knew what was going on. Anything young, exciting. I still remember, even with our first film that we made, he was the first person to watch the film and reach out to me and go, man, this is really funny. These are the places you could have chopped. These are the places you could have edited. Don't make acting, don't take acting very seriously. Do whatever you're doing. Keep hustling. That's you. You're not going to be a quintessential actor. You will not be able to survive like that. Just do whatever you're doing. To see somebody say that, and from there to sort of cover this journey, I wish he was around to see it, but I know that there is no day that goes by without without me thinking of him, and I'll always be grateful to him. And I hope he blesses up from up there, and blesses us from up there, and is proud of what we've done.
Wonderful. I just have a couple more things before we wind up, Dan. One, of course, is we're going back to the beginning where I said bona fide actor. So you are 2 films down. You have 1 coming up. There's also 777 Charlie, as in whatever role you've done there. So what's the road ahead looking for you as an actor?
I don't know. I'm going to keep hustling. I know that. I don't know. I think I'm an actor by not just in films or in front of the camera. You don't need to put the lights on in front of me. I think I'm constantly acting. I'm either playing a content creator on Instagram, on YouTube, or I'm playing a cricket commentator, or I'm playing a sports presenter, or I'm playing a character in front of the camera in a film, or I'm doing a series, or I'm hosting an event. But I'm saying that I'm constantly playing characters. So I think acting will continue. It just depends in what form factor I'm asked to do it. But I enjoy donning the multiple hats, and I'm not complaining.
Okay, perfect. And I
lost.
I lost you again for a bit there.
Now I was saying it's great for my mental health. I like being busy,
Nice.
and I like keeping myself busy. So I just want to keep working, having a great time, and it's now helping me immensely in the last 6 months or 8 months, especially for the last 2 years that I've known Anya and we got married. And to have a family to come back to, it feels great, because whatever I do is outside of home, and then when I come back home, then I'm back to being someone's husband, or being someone's son, or being someone's brother, or being a cat parent to 2 cats. So I'm just happy playing multiple roles.
Nice, wonderful. Parting shot, I want you as Nograj to give our viewers a message in typical Nograj, Kannada / English, whatever.
Done. ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಡಿಯರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್. ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ನಾಗರಾಜ್ ಅಂತ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಯರ್ ಅಂಬಲ್ ಪಾಲಿಟಿಷಿಯನ್. ನಮ್ ಶೋ ಅಂಬಲ್ ಪಾಲಿಟಿಷಿಯನ್ ನಾಗರಾಜ್ ವೂಟ್ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ ಆನ್ ದ 6th of Jan. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಪಾಲಿಟಿಷಿಯನ್ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನೀವು ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಯುವರ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಗ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ರೋಡ್ಸ್. ವಾಚ್.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much, Danish.